This is going to be an interesting battle. You've got two members of the main event Mafia facing off. The Icon Sting and Magnus go toe to toe here at the biggest show of the year. It's Bound for Glory. And who's going to take the glory between these two? And the thing is, it's these two play for the same team, but tonight they stand on the opposite side of the ring. Who is going to pick up the victory? Sting has been the best of TNA for many years since his arrival. Multi-time TNA World Champion. Magnus getting his start. Magnus looking to get the best of the Icon. Can you imagine what a victory for Magnus over Sting tonight would do to propel his career? There's no doubt about it. If Magnus can pull off a victory over the Icon Sting, Magnus will, without a doubt, launch his career on a rocket ship. What a back elbow by Sting to Magnus, and Magnus now on the outside, out on the floor, going to take his time. And Magnus wanting this match, he wanted to feel like he's a made man. He wants to feel like he is at the level of Sting. Sting being respectful, letting Magnus back in the ring, holding the ropes for him. Sting with an arm drag, well, the hip toss rather, and an uppercut from Magnus counters Sting. That European uppercut definitely did a number to Sting, who's now the outside thinking about the plan. Sting was caught off guard by that. And now it's Magnus who's kindly repaying the favor, I would say, holding the ropes for Sting. But Magnus used it as a sign of weakness to Sting. That's how you take advantage of your opponent. Sting, a veteran of the business. You'd think he'd know every trick in the book. But Magnus taking advantage of Sting's kindness and the respect that Sting showed him. Sting thinking that Magnus was reciprocating that respect, but only to use that respect against Sting to take advantage of and take control of this match. Now with the legs wrapped around the waist of the Icon, Sting is caught in the center of the ring with these legs of Magnus wrapped around the midsection of the Icon. This is going to suck the air out of the lungs of Sting. Cover on Sting. Sting able to break free, but the legs still wrapped around the waist of the Icon, who's trying to fight through it. But that's easier said than done, as the Icon finds the bottom rope now, forcing the rope break. And a clubbing blow to the back of Sting. And another shot. Oh, what a shot. And Sting on the receiving end of these shots to the midsection by Magnus. You know, it's very interesting that Sting has that Union Jack on his t-shirt, considering Magnus being from the UK. Is it mind games, or is it a show of respect to the stingers all over the little stingers all over the world? Either way, Sting now picking up the pace. Taking down Magnus. And a stinger splash in the corner. And Magnus collapses. Sting looking for that Scorpion Deathlock, center of the ring. This could be the beginning of the end for Magnus. And from what is friendship to competition, that's what this is about. Magnus has the opportunity to prove that he is on Sting's level. But right now, he's in a very tough position, caught in a Scorpion Deathlock and able to break free as Magnus. But how much damage has already been done to Magnus? Both men think of the same thing. Double clothesline. Who is going to get the upper hand? You know what they say, great minds think alike. Sting, Magnus, both down. Who's going to get back up to their feet first and take advantage of this great reset of this match? We're back at square one. Both men up on their feet. Sting with the first couple of shots. And a third shot to Magnus. Magnus unfazed by these shots by Sting. Talk about getting in the mind of Sting. Now mocking Sting in a way. And a splash of his own into the corner. And a Michinoku driver. Magnus for the cover. Sting gets the shoulder up at 2. And Sting took this match on. Magnus wanted to prove that he could hang with Sting. But did Sting bite off more than he could chew by agreeing to it? Magnus, younger, hungrier, better stamina. But Sting, you can never count out Sting whatsoever. Sting always finds a way to fire himself up. And a stinger splash. And now, looking for one more time on that Scorpion Deathlock. This could be the one that puts Magnus away for good. And now the pressure has been applied again. This puts a lot of pressure on the lower back of your opponent. As Magnus crawls, inching towards the bottom rope, Sting pulls Magnus forward. Magnus in deep trouble. Magnus was looking for that rope break, but now so far away, it could feel like miles away for Magnus, who is struggling to crawl, and now is pushing back up on his forearms to make it to the bottom rope, and able to get the break is Magnus. But still, more damage has been done to Magnus as the longer he's held in that Scorpion Deathlock. Meanwhile, Magnus blocked a stinger splash. A Scorpion Death Drop of his own. And now it's Magnus who heads up to the top. Go big or go home. High risk, high reward. Magnus, elbow drop off the top. As he nails Sting, goes to the cover. And Sting kicks at it too. Referee Brian Hebner saying that was only 2. Magnus has got to stay on his man. Sting is not the guy you want to give any time to recover. Any little bit that you give Sting, it could be the difference maker, especially in a high caliber match like this at the biggest show of the year here in TNA. Went for another elbow drop. Sting had some time to recover and got out of harm's way just in the nick of time. But the question is, can Sting capitalize on the opportunity that he now has? And Sting looking for a Scorpion Death Drop of his own. Meanwhile, Magnus holding on to that top rope. Magnus fighting back with those back elbows to Sting. And again, it's Sting looking for this Scorpion Death Drop. Those heavy shots to the face of Sting. And Sting really caught all those elbows in that last one. Devastating to Sting. Sting laid out as he tries to pull himself up. If Sting's going to go out, he's going to go out swinging. He's saying to bring it. Went for a shot to Magnus. Sting. Looking for that clover leaf. He's got that clover leaf. That clover leaf locked in. Sting, nowhere to go. Magnus pulls Sting to the center of the ring. Sting writhing in pain. How much more can Sting endure? Sting might be left with no choice but to tap out as he struggles. He has it. And Sting had no choice. Sting taps out. What a victory for Magnus, who forces Sting into submission here at TNA Bound for Glory.